We have the Lions at the Texans. The Lions are 3.5-point favorites on the road at Houston. Charles, when you are watching this game, when the Lions have the ball with their beefy offense, probably either 1 or 2 in every single category you look at, going against a feisty Texans defense, what are you checking out in this game?
I think the more I was looking into it, I think the only way it's weird to say this about a defense that's put up really, really good numbers this season. But I kind of think the only way that they have a chance to win this game defensively is if they can win the game like between the 20s before you get to the red zone. Because that's really like the Texans defense big flaw, like the big red alert area for them in this game. I looked it up before we came on, and they are 30th in red zone defense in terms of drives ending in a touchdown at about 70% of drives that reach the end zone ending in a touchdown. Lions offense is obviously like top 10, top 5 in that same category because, you know, they maul. But when you start looking into just like overall, like you don't split it into anything, this looks like a big on big matchup. If you just go by success rate, overall, Lions offense second, Texans defense first. Dropbacks, Lions are third, Texans defense second. Rushing, Lions first, Texans third. So that seems like maybe kind of forces colliding, and you might see a draw. But the one area outside of red zones that I think is concerning for the Texans is they do give up explosive plays, which the Lions also get at will pretty much. So if you're in the spot where you're playing well, maybe you can get them to a couple second and longs, but then they get chunk plays. Next thing you know, you're in the red zone. Like that's where the danger pill is for the Texans. So like down to down, they can probably compete, but if you give up those chunk plays that let them just do what they want to do and put their heads down and just grind you into a pulp, that seems like that's a spot where this game could get away. Because I know, I feel like we watch this defense and they have good players and they put up good numbers, but it just feels a little...
They're gettable.
They're still gettable,
yeah.
Right? And I think that the Lions, just like they have with everyone, can really exploit that.
That's kind of how I looked at it. It's like this Texans defense is no joke. Like that's the thing I want to reiterate. It's a good defense, but it does have holes you can pick at, and I think some of that is how they play. Like as far as just style, 3rd and 4th down, ton of man. They're blitz happy on 3rd and 4th down by design. So that's where some gashes can come in. But it's kind of one of these things, and this is why the Lions are freaking juggernaut this year. Is on offense, it's like, all right, we get them to do this. Then they have to, run the ball on us. All right, we're going to sacrifice, we're going to load the box up, and we got them in man coverage. And then there's like another shot play design going to like Brock Wright or some, just like somebody just gashing you down the field. But it is a strength on strength, even without Jameson Williams for the Lions. But the thing is, the Texans are built, and this is something we always reiterate, around their pass rush. And that's what Danielle Hunter, who's second in the NFL this year in pressure rate, only behind Myles Garrett, who is my halfway midpoint defensive player of the year, has the highest pressure rate since 2016. 3rd highest, but it was behind like Bryce Huff and like Micah Parsons his rookie year, but doing some good things over there in Cleveland. Will Anderson's 8th and also 4th in stuff rate, which is 0 yard gains or TFLs. But the thing is, Anderson's hurt right now. He hasn't practiced this week. He has an ankle injury. If he's not playing, then I'm like, what's going to go happen here?
Rev chainsaw Detroit.
Oh, because even when he was playing, you got a great, strength on strength. Penei Sewell is playing like one of the best offensive linemen in the league right now. Decker is no slouch at left tackle. It was going to be a cool little matchups on those sides. But if Anderson's not in there, Hunter is a very good player and honestly playing like one of the better edge players in the league right now. But it's still, that's a lot to ask out of just one guy. And on top of it, Lions have a ton of natural answers running the ball. They'll pound it. And also they shred man coverage. We've talked about this a little bit before, but Goff is 2nd in success rate and 2nd in EPA per dropback against man coverage this year, only behind Mahomes. And that's a group you want to be in. And it's like ridiculous numbers. It's like 0.45 EPA per dropback. 3rd is 0.24. Like 0.24 is like an MVP caliber season. So basically double that against man coverage. The other thing too is the Texans love to live in nickel. They don't want to put their linebackers on the field. Lions, you're going to do that against the Lions? That's a little different than doing that against the Jets and then the Lions, who are fine going bully ball. I looked at that. those stats and trying to parse something there. And I was like, maybe the Texans have something there, but nope. Lions have faced 47 plays this year when they've been in base. Defense has been in nickel. First in everything. First in success rate, explosive plays, all that stuff. On top of it, David Montgomery makes a lot of people miss. Fifth and missed tackle rate. Texans give up the second most missed tackles or have the second most missed tackles. It's just like a lot of the things where the Texans I can't find where they're going to have that advantage. Maybe if they get him in third and long, but that's easier said than done against this Lions team. And even then, they're good. The Lions are good in protection and get all those things. So they need turnovers. That's it. I think they got to be aggressive. They got to try and just get turnovers. Like I think you can't go toe to toe with this team right now, especially once we get to the other side of the ball. But that's how it just looks for me because the Lions just have so many natural answers against this defense, and it's not other than their pass rush, which might be hindered without Anderson. I don't know what the angle is for the Texans right now.